All right, this is part 4. I want to go through part 4. So I left off on the previous session that change is viewed through our idea or through our mind or through our lens. That change is a problem. All change is a problem if we didn't help instigate or create the change. It's being done to us because it's outside of our locus of control. And change is a problem, but I want you to pick up some different language. As soon as you hear about the change, you go into shock, you embrace the change, and you're acting as if this was your idea in the first place. Remember the previous videos? You're acting as if this was your idea in the first place. You're going to change the word from the change from a problem, and you're going to do the simple thing. You're not going to use the word problem anymore. You're going to see the change as a challenge. I know, it sounds corny, and it almost sounds superficial, but instead of seeing change as a problem, you see change as a challenge. What does this mean, Joe? It means simply that it's a challenge. What can I do to make sure I learn what needs to be done in order for me to be successful as an individual? Okay? So when we see a problem, we see it in a negative light. And that lowers our brain wavelengths down a spectrum, so it becomes negative and it wears us down. Now, if you see it as an opportunity and you as a challenge, your brain wavelengths go up and you can feel the rise of excitement and fascination, and the adrenaline starts to switch from fear-based to excitement-based. What does this mean for me? So you change it to challenge. I'm going to give you another word. And then I want you to make the leap to, this is an opportunity. Now, whether you say these words out loud or to yourself, I don't know if they make that big of a difference. If you say, okay, what's the challenge? This is a challenge. This is going to be an opportunity. And you say that to your management, they're going to look at you and go, what? This is not a problem anymore? This is a challenge. This is an opportunity? They're going to look at you differently. They're going to say, wow, this person's different. And they're going to say, okay, this person's embracing it. You are on board. They shift. They're going to talk to you differently. You're going to talk to them differently. You're going to talk to yourself differently. That explanatory style from Dr. Martin Seligman, if you go back to his books called Learned Optimism and a couple of his other books, he talks about these explanatory styles and how to make this change. And this is critical, this simple words. I know it sounds superficial, but you're seeing reality as an opportunity rather than seeing it in the negative mindset of a problem. That is the biggest shift I can give you. And from there, what happens is, and I mentioned this in the class the other day, what happens is, and this is a key term, unforeseen opportunities arise. Unforeseen opportunities arise. The person you worked with, the person who was above you quits their job or she gets promoted out, and all of a sudden, you're being asked to go lead the team. This happens so many times when somebody introduces change. You don't see what's going to occur. And in fact, people leave or they get promoted or something else happens. They need to create another department because of the change. They weren't figuring on this occurring, and they're asking you to go lead it. Or they ask one of your colleagues to go lead it, and they say to you, hey, I'd like to get Joe over here to come with me. And they let you go up there and help them. And all of a sudden, the negative that you thought it was going to be, the shock and denial and depression, instead of going through this deep hole and just jumping from here to experiment or here, decision, you make the decision, all of a sudden, things are looking better than they were. And what happens is you have forgotten that you were even in shock at the time. You see, all change is uncomfortable. And we look at change as a detriment, something, a diminisher. All change requires discomfort. All growth requires discomfort. And if you can embrace the discomfort and realize that you're stepping out of your comfort zone, or you're on the edges of your comfort zone, okay, we're a big pillow in the center, and you're on the edges right here, and now you're moving the edges here and here. Now your comfort zone is bigger than ever. It is comfortable because you know what you're doing. You are increasing your skills and knowledge, and you become unstoppable. So change can be the best thing that's ever happened, and if you use it in the right manner. Recognize this last thought. Recognize that your actions are within your control, but the outcome is not. Let's say that again. Recognize that your actions are under your control, your actions, your behavior, your thoughts, but the outcome isn't. And that's okay. Be here now, gain control of your reactions and you respond differently, and your behavior changes, and you will not believe unseen forces will come to your aid. That's another quote. Unseen forces will come to your aid. I'm Joe Murphy, and I am here for your success. Thank you for watching.